Good morning, Chris Potter. Today's presentation, Space Deception Technology and the Culture of Deception in Physics. Physicist thoughts. Let's proceed. It has become clear to me that there are a great number of devices in space around the Earth that are dedicated to deceiving the people living on Earth. I'm going to discuss some of these devices, and I'm also going to talk about the deception that has not just permeated space science and technology, but also physics, in particular, astronomy and particle physics. Astrophysics I would actually throw in there too. Figure 1, planet Nibiru in the sky and clearly visible from the Earth's surface. Okay. When I first looked at this photo, this is the very first time I've looked at this document ever, I thought this is what the physicist was referring to. Oh no, that's not what we're referring to. We're going back to the smudge on the lens. Remember, the bug on the lens, the spider on the lens. It's this thing right here. And it has two tails that come up. In particular, you can see some of the red. Okay, let's see what this thing might be. Figure 1 shows the shadow-like shape associated with planet Nibiru. The planet has the potential to cause major disruptions to Earth once it becomes close enough. It's surrounded by plasma, and it's actually therefore highly charged. The two tails which we saw visible in Figure 1 are pointing upwards. One tail is negatively charged, the other is positively charged. This means that Nibiru is a giant planetary stun gun. The object is a natural object and not a deception device. But the devices in space have been hiding this planet from us for a long time now. Excuse me. Moon simulators. Yes. Figure 2, moon simulators. The bright central region is actually rectangular. Yeah, that looks pretty square to me too. Interesting. Figure 2 shows two moon simulator devices. Excuse me again, I apologize. These are exactly the same as our sun simulators, with the central light emission dimmed to approximate that of the moon. Close inspection reveals that these objects have a rectangular outline and cannot therefore be natural objects. The moon simulator on the left in picture 1 also has a red disc in front of it. This is probably the hologram generated by the holographic projection device. Holographic projection device, which usually accompany the sun or moon simulation device. The hologram would basically be an image of the moon's surface features so that everyone looking at the moon simulation device sees what they think is the moon. It's pretty clever. Wonder how long that has been up there. Sounds like there's a couple of them up there. Figure 3 and 4. On the top, Figure 3, an out of focus set of objects in the sky. I do have quite a few pictures in my archive of the exact same. Figure 3, we see an image of orbs in the sky that are out of focus. Wow, whatever. Out of focus, which is evidence for the use of lens devices in order to hide the existence of extra planets and stars in our solar system. Figure 4, the infamous sky trains. Yeah, what are these things? They just don't look like planes to me. Or even a time lapse of a plane. It doesn't look like the lighting structure of a plane, a commercial plane. I mean, I don't know. It's just a guess to me. Space trains. It's just time-lapse photography of commercial planes, right? Figure 4, sky trains, various images of what looks like trains in the sky. Bunny is thirsty. Good girl. Drink up that water, you cute little boo. What would I do without you? The cutest bun ever. I love you, boo. I friggin' love my bunny. All right. The objects in figure 4 look like spacecraft trains. They move in straight lines, and they're also able to form a curve just like a line of train cars attached to each other. But the trains are flying in the sky. They are likely to be the craft that moved the many lens devices into position. Oh, yeah. Okay, figure 5, images taken from the upper atmosphere of the sun and the Earth's atmosphere below the camera. The red arrow on the left points to the object behind what seems to be the sun, and the blue arrow points to a red cloud or planet in the left image. The green arrow points to the bright reflection off of the Earth's atmosphere in the right image. Figure 5 shows images taken from the Earth's atmosphere. The image on the left is of what seems to be the sun. We also see that there's an object that was indicated by the red arrow being hidden from behind the sun, suggesting, well, that a sun simulator and not the actual sun is in the image. Also, there's either a large red planet or a red cloud next to the sun simulator device, indicated by the blue arrow. In the right image, we see a bright reflection, indicated by the green arrow, off of the clouds in the Earth's atmosphere below the camera. The reflection has to be coming from a source of light close to the Earth. Period, the end, end of story. It cannot be the sun, as the sun illuminates the whole side of the Earth facing the sun, so that the small reflection has to be due to a sun simulator. This adds to the argument that the sun in the left image is not the sun at all, but a sun simulation device. Wow. And I've seen the video for this online, and the hypothesis regarding the video is totally different. Let's proceed. This continues to get more and more interesting. So, in just a few images, we see evidence of the extensive use of space deception technology, but this is not the only area where deception has taken over on Earth. Many parts of physics are also now dominated not by the search for truth, but for the promotion of ideas that are clearly wrong and therefore deception. The first area of deception and the continued promotion of the Big Bang model in astronomy, astrophysics, and cosmology. Halton Arp's work, which I have written about before, is more than enough evidence that the Big Bang model has been falsified and should be abandoned. But students continue to be taught it, steered into research careers where they will become experts in some aspect of physics that's completely dependent on the fact that the Big Bang model is good and acceptable model. Well, that's really good, research there, buddy. Many physicists spend many years doing research and publishing papers that continue to promote this theory and do not ever seem to question it. When someone dares to question the accepted theory, hint, hint, the Big Bang model, their research papers are rejected by the journals and they are barred from getting observation time on telescopes, as Halton Arp describes in his book, Seeing Red. I want to re-emphasize that point alone as to why we are keeping the physicist's work anonymous and not vetting the information. That would be like Julian Assange from WikiLeaks exposing his sources, which he's never done and has 100% rating. He's never been found to have leaked the identity of one of his sources, and all of the information that they have ever released was 100% true. He has a 100% accuracy rating. So why do I mention that? I'm not going to vet my source, and I shouldn't be asked to. That alone should tell you one of the reasons why. Let's continue. Like, read between the lines. Another area of deception in particle physics, which is dominated by the Standard Model. This model contains dozens of unexplained parameters. It has become a messy patchwork that cannot possibly represent anything fundamental. By the way, I'm not a physicist. You can tell I'm not because I don't know any of this information that the physicist is sharing with us now. I've never even heard of it. This model is now so complex that no one understands it holistically. Every particle physicist specializes in a small part of the model and spends the rest of their research career researching the same part. All of these some 10,000 particle physicists accept on trust that the model is correct because the many experts cannot possibly actually be wrong, right? Thus, particle physics has become a faith-based religion. Einstein believed that that the laws of nature had to be very simple in order to be true. He wasn't the only one. Most physicists before the 30s believed in simplification. Newton, Maxwell, Schrödinger, Dirac, all believed that their best work was achieved through simplification. They would laugh the complex mess that the Standard Model has become into derision. Let's conclude. Experimental physics is supposed to be evidence-based. That is, any results published should be reproducible by any physicist. But CERN produces a data stream that's not reproducible. Never explained and accepted on trust that whoever did the analysis knew what they were doing. A bump in the data is quickly explained as a new particle because that's what the Standard Model predicts. The rest of the particles produced in the cascade after a collision are completely ignored because that was seen in the previous collision. It is not even checked that the old particles are still there. There's absolutely no effort to check and reproduce results. This is not what experimental physics should be about. This is deception. Chris Potter, A Physicist's Thoughts. Have a good day, and thanks again.